This is the biggest art piece I've ever done from recycled skateboards, and I did it right here beachside in Costa Rica. I made this piece of art for the Pipe House here in Playa Grande, Costa Rica, inside my shipping container workshop. It was really awesome working beachside in Costa Rica. Anytime I had to go outside, I was able to see all sorts of wildlife and hear all sorts of birds. And if I stopped my tools, I could hear the waves because I'm only 90 feet away from the beach. So this project begins just like every other recycled skateboard project where I'm just prepping skateboard. I take the grip tape off each one, then I use my Makita angle grinder with my cut-saw carving disc to remove all the paint and all the grip tape residue. From there, I press them using my welding Willys press, and after that, I begin the milling process, which begins over at my Harvey bandsaw. From here, I alternate between the Cut Tech joiner and the Harvey bandsaw, getting everything square, and then I begin working on the veneers. So for this piece, I'm making a giant wave, and what you're seeing me do here is lay out the plywood and then use my Makita jigsaw to cut out the initial shape. After that, I use my veneer pieces to begin applying the skateboard components to the fronts. I use my Beck pin nailer and my Giraffe Tools retractable hose to make it nice and easy for me. My workspace inside the shipping container workshop is super limited, so I had to construct this piece in multiple components. Once I had the pieces constructed, I used Total Boat tabletop epoxy to fill any voids in all of the components, and then I moved over to my Harvey router table with my Jessam lift to flush trim all components before flattening all of them at the drum sander. From there, I began working on the border pieces, which was made from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these little pieces of recycled skateboards. My Rockler small part sled was the MVP for this part of the process. I used my Beck pin nailer and tight bond glue to glue everything to the border. And at one point, my friend Brian came and got a cool drone shot of me working beachside here. Once I had everything glued up, I sanded up to 320 using my Surf Prep sanding system, and then I began the finishing process using Total Boat's tabletop epoxy. I made sure to put a coat on the back of each piece and then 2 coats on the front of each piece. And then from there, I used my Makita biscuit joiner to add floating tenons to keep all the pieces nice and level when we went for the install process. Once I had all the pieces ready for installation, Kevin and I moved them over to the Pipe House yard, and then we began installing them onto the wall. It was so rewarding to see everything come together. This has been such a long journey, and this really is the first piece of art that I finished up here beachside in Costa Rica inside my shipping container workshop. I want to say thank you to all my sponsors and a huge thank you to Felipe and his family over at the Pipe House. This has been my first piece of art created inside the shipping container workshop, but it won't be my last. You guys stay tuned for more. Thank you.